Barracks Talk pre-show, not fit for human consumption.
Shit sucks.
Oh, man. What the fuck?
The fuck is that?
That's my computer going ape shit.
Why is your computer making that noise?
I don't know, but it sucks.
The beeping! Oh, man. At least it happened now and not during the show. We got rid of a rooster today.
Is that good or bad?
I mean, that was the rooster that attacked me, and I've got scars on my leg because of him.
So, you basically said, fuck you, I'm killing you.
No, that is not what I said. He was like the mean rooster, and the other roosters would pick on it and started picking on him because he got hurt. He's just not, there's no quality of life for him left. So we got rid of him today.
Well, obviously, there's no quality of life for him left. Now he's dead.
There was none before he was dead.
Hampshire fried chicken right there.
Did you hear Hillary killed her fucking brother?
No.
Yeah, 2 shots to the head. He's dead. I gotta go. I haven't looked up the story in the exact details.
A cause of death was not announced.
Oh.
So he killed himself. That's exactly what that means.
9
he
o'clock.
killed himself.
And I have to say Ian's name in the show. He's listening.
That's what that means, though. Remember I told you the guy's daughter died not too long ago, 6, when you were down here?
Yeah.
She was like 21, and I told you they didn't say anything about her death, and they said details.
Right. When they do that, there's something they're hiding.
She overdosed. She had just came out of rehab.
I got 901.
And she
overdosed. Or did you already go live with us?
Apparently he died last night.
Oh.
I was getting ready to go live, but I was waiting for everybody to hush because we were all talking.
Well, you were the one talking.
I'm muting.
I don't think 1 minute's going to kill everybody.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of dysfunctional veterans.
Let's get it started in here. Get this party started on a Saturday night. I'm on the highway to hell all night long.
'Cause I got friends in low places where
they play that funky music, white boy. And I don't wanna miss a thing.
I'm alive now.
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
This is Barracks Talk. It's DV Radio.
Google broke the toilet.
But I think I just broke my desk.
Tonight, Google is planning on taking over the world.
You can dip Brussels sprouts in chocolate to make them look like cake pops.
$15 is a little steep for a bag of dicks. It should be like $14.99.
I'm pretty easy to please.
Not even want to touch it as much as I want to.
Are you sure?
And we just went there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
Oh.
Yeah, you listen to the podcast there, young man.
You're tuned in to WDVR on DVRadio.net or by searching DV Radio on your TuneIn app on your favorite mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on DVRadio.net, WDVR. This is Barracks Talk. It is June the 8th, 2019. You know what? It's like summer, supposedly, already. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel like it most days because I think the Amazon rainforest just like crashed into North Carolina. I'm Boner Wood. We got DV6, Recoil Oink, and Google. How's everyone doing this evening?
Fantastic. Apologize for the late start. Bo was waiting for himself to shut up.
Yeah, because all of us were talking at the same time. I'll put that in the fucking pre-show podcast on Patreon.
Well, I'm
Everybody-
doing better than Hillary Clinton's brother
Oh, really? Why is that? What happened?
because I'm not dead. I'm still walking around.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a story later on in the show we need to talk about. How's Oink and Six?
Well, it's not going to be covered in my news segment.
This
so
is what happens when you feature her mostly in the promo. I notice how much airtime she got in the introduction. Went to her head. I lost count at 5. I was like, it's Google. Here's a Google snippet. Google snippet.
You know what? That's a DB Oink and what's his name? Oh, Jesus, Midnight Frosty. That's on.
That's a dude, not a girl.
Well, he got it right for once. Give him credit.
I when I'm disciplined and beaten my head over it with it, it sends us a stick. Holy crap!
What are you beating?
I forgot to eat today all day, other than the cookies I made.
I'm sorry, I still do not understand how you and Google and anybody in their right mind, or world for that matter, can forget to eat throughout the day. I don't understand it. I don't see how busy.
Coffee and smokes.
I don't understand how you can be so busy that you ignore your stomach going, feed me. Like,
No, but Sibo, my stomach doesn't do that.
oh, then you're not fucking human.
Her stomach won't even tell me the night before or that morning what we're gonna have for supper. So then when it's time to eat, I'm dealing with something out of the freezer that won't work, and I gotta beat her over the head with it. Going, see.
What kind of cookies did you make?
Oh, my famous Toll House.
Well, don't forget when Six was coming back from his last road trip fundraiser stuff. He calls me. He tells me I'll be home tomorrow. And what do you want for dinner tomorrow? And I'm like, hold up. We got 24 hours until we have dinner tomorrow.
And what did we have? Nothing. We had to get Chinese. We got Chinese. It was almost like when we first opened the warehouse and we didn't have time to cook meals, and we were always there till midnight. And how many times we had Chinese, like 7 nights a week?
Yeah, that was a little overdoing.
Yeah, well, we got to that point because I'm trying to put my foot down going, look, what do you want for supper? Because if it's up to me, you know what we're going to have every night?
Steak and potato.
Yep. Or
That
something with
sounds
potatoes.
fucking good right now. Holy
I
shut
don't
up.
fuck around when it comes to mashed potatoes.
Hey, Six, didn't you have some stuff to put out during your time?
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff tonight. Yeah, a lot.
Okay, it's 9:07.
Can I get an end time so we're all on the same page? I know.
Time's up.
What did he say?
He said time's up. Your time has always been right after we get through introducing everyone until 9:22. But for some reason, you never remember that it's always been 9:22.
Yeah, because you don't go to commercial. You keep talking. So I'm like, okay.
Because we've always went to break at 9:30.
Hey, Six, check the itinerary.
Yeah, I didn't have
He
time
does,
for
and then he still doesn't remember.
that. All right.
He can
All right,
print it out in front of him.
Yeah, I was going to say he prints the goddamn thing out. How can he?
Listen, guys. I've not been doing well ever since my Ian got infected.
What happened with your Ian?
I just said I'd use his name on the air. I'd do a shout out to him, but I didn't tell him how. So, Ian, if you're listening, put some cream on it.
Right, some antibiotics will fix that right up.
No, some CBD lotion from veterancbd.com. All right. Now, all seriousness, listen up, everybody. We got quite a bit to put out. If you may or may not know, there is a DB closed group. You can go to the main DB page and just scroll through the posts, or you can just search facebook.com/group/DB Nation to get in. You must answer the 2 basic questions. Very important. Number 1, what's your favorite insult? And number 2, are you active duty or prior service? If yes. what branch and what country, or what country, what branch. And I even give examples. You would not believe how many people will. And then the third question, I don't even put a question. I use it to make a statement going, you must answer both, no exceptions. And then use the rest of this block for whatever your little heart desires. Well, they'll answer the bottom two, but they won't do an insult. So they just sit there. And some people have been sitting there since May 22nd. Others will sit there for a few days and finally get it and add an insult. Others will put yes for the military service. It's like, oh, are you kidding me? So, and it's like, and I don't have time. Thousands of people to go research your profile. I'm not a stalker. Those days are over. The judge said if I ever do it again, So, no, but the DV closed group has been going good, guys. It has. I've talked to you, Bo, about it. I've told you a few things in Google. I haven't talked to Rico because he don't talk to me anymore. And Oink, we just don't talk. I don't even know how to get a hold of you. So, also, very important. Who wants some free shit?
Who doesn't want some free shit would be an easier question to answer.
Who does? Thank you for helping me with this segment. Well, you can now at mydvstore.com send a free Foxtrot Romeo Echo free bag of dicks this month. We want to ship out 2,500 bags of dicks. There's no gimmick. All you have to do is pay for shipping. Well, that's the gimmick. No, asshole. Ask Grass and Beer. Nobody rides for free. Got to pay for it. The post office requires it. We're giving you the free bag of dicks. This is a crowdfunding promo, so the bags of dicks won't ship till all 2,500 bags have been ordered. Limit one bag per order. You can order multiple bags. You just got to place separate orders. Also, as an added bonus, we're including the option. You can also add the DV glitter bomb to your bag of dicks at order at checkout. Just go to mydvstore.com. You'll see the banner on the top. You've got to click on the banner up top to get to the crowdfunding site. If you go to go search it like, the hard way, click. You're doing it wrong and you're going to pay $14.99. So, and we did lower the price from $15, recall, on your suggestion. It was too much, so we made it $14.99.
Much better.
We left that in the introduction for a reason.
So it worked. Again, free bag of dicks to anybody. It makes, look, who am I going to send a bag of dicks to? You've got fucking all them people up in Washington, D.C. Oh, legal advice. Our lawyers are making me say this. According to the mainstream media, they quoted me as saying that. Our lawyers make us say this. Our products are not to be used for harassment purposes. There, I said it. Okay.
So 6, there is a limit to how many dicks can be in one room. Is that why you're giving all these bags of dicks away for free?
I don't know, but I think part of it is, what are we going to get Dad for Father's Day? He's an asshole. No, he's a dick. I know. Let's go to my DV store. They're giving free bags of dicks. Dad would love that.
Oh, mine is definitely a dick. He's a sperm donor, so he needs a lot of the.
I have a question about these bags of dicks.
Yes, sir.
How many dicks per serving?
I happen to have a bag in front of me. Hold on. Oh, I got to turn the light on. There we go. It has the daily nutrition, the DV, the daily value nutrition facts. Serving size is 10 penises. Calories per 10 penises is 40. Wow. I might have to go upstairs and have Google read the rest of it.
That's a lot of penises.
Someone, it's on a DV somewhere. Eat a bag of dicks. But somebody was complaining because there were no white ones. They're rainbow. So free bag of dicks, mydvstore.com. Click on the very, very top banner where it says get a free bag of dicks right there. Now, since we're talking about penises and all that, it's only relevant that I mentioned the side story from the DV group. And this is the only place you'll find this post. But somebody put together one of those little memes. It's not a meme. It's you use that Facebook colored block and then you write words on it. And it said, wishing everybody in the Navy happy LGBTQD June Awareness Month, to the Navy. They were wishing it to the Navy. It's their month. I thought it's worded better than I could ever say it. You know what? I'd have to go find it. So that was funny, but I can't put that up on the main page. Censorship has been really bad. I've been talking about it a lot on these videos, these blog posts or whatever you want to call So what else is going on? Oh, you guys were talking about the road trip. The check came in from Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in Herndon, Virginia. They raised $2,000 on that Memorial Day weekend with the bike and bash run, holding the concerts and the food vendors, T-shirt sales, and all that. And they donated.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they donated the proceeds. They were short like $100, and the owner of the tavern threw in the 100 and change to make it an even $2,000. Awesome job, Jimmy's. And this wouldn't have been possible without the Reckoning Motorcycle Club, the Potomac chapter. The two members that I can remember names are Mule and Scavenger, who recommended to the tavern to sponsor DB Farm, to benefit DB Farm. So that was awesome. Also, too, we have that big event coming up August 31st. Disgruntled Vets is Vet Fest. And quite a few people are going. iHeartRadio is sponsoring that. For more information on that, you can go to Disgruntled Vets Facebook page. But Chappie, that young man, has done an outstanding job. This is going to be the biggest event, and it's the benefit 22 until none in DB Farm. I will be there. And quite a few DBs will be too. Unfortunately, I won't be able to bring Google. We have horses. That's the other good news, but maybe I'm going to relinquish my pew machine down here, Mike, and let Google tell you the good news about the farm.
So, do you want the good news first or the bad news, which is kind of good news for me?
What the fuck? I give you the mic, and this is where. Oh, okay.
Well, we had to discard of a rooster today. He got injured. The other roosters have been picking on the poor guy. He just was deteriorating, so we got rid of him.
Thanks a lot for bringing everybody down over a fucking cock.
Was there
everything's penises this show?
I mean, you just spent 10 minutes talking about dicks, so gee.
Was there any shake and bake involved?
No, but that sucker, when I brought that axe down, let me tell you, the hens and all that, they struggle and stuff, and you got to be ready for it. Now I know where to get him. He's running around with like a chicken with his head cut off. Well, when I did this big ass rooster, I had him both hands. I swatted.
Wait. You done a cock?
In both hands.
Okay. Wanted to make sure you said I done a cock.
I had to use two hands on my cock.
It's a two-fister.
Oh man, it's huge.
Oh boy.
But I grabbed it and I couldn't do that. And I have blood spurting in my face. I'm covered on my arms. I'm like, holy cow.
I know, it's a good thing you showered after.
I'm gonna shower after the show because I always feel dirty after being on DV radio.
You know what's funny?
Not how you're supposed to handle your cock. There shouldn't be blood shooting you in the face.
See, this is why I said just tell them the news. You were supposed to say something about two things.
You were supposed to tell us the good news, Google, not the bad news, to bring us all down and keep talking about cock.
I was trying to get to the good news before I was rudely interrupted.
It was real easy. I go, here's Google.
His time. So the good news is that in less than 2 weeks, on June 21st, the horses are coming home.
Oh, awesome.
So excited.
Yes,
So
it
we'll
is.
go pick them up and... Yeah, we're putting
It's been
in
the guys have done. I'm not. Look, I love my veterans and stuff. The ones in the program here, and they've done tremendous work. The two of them. One's already graduated last month, and I got two more leaving here in the next week or two. But they built that barn inside the Quonset hut, and they did. It's huge, and it's 5 guys from all different walks and branches, ages, and shit like that. And the farm manager's at times he's ready to fucking, I gotta be careful what I say. But at the end, they all came together and they did a hell of a fucking job with, he's got the skills. And there was one other guy here that had carpentry experience, but the rest, that's not what they do. And they did it. Now they're out there planting the grass seed for the pastures and stuff, and that'll all be done. I'm really proud of them, and it wouldn't have been possible without the support from the listeners on DV Radio, the Facebook page, the donors to DV Farm, all the ones who, remember all the crap, the farm fake and all this,
Really quick,
awesome.
Six. I want to, expand on that a little bit, because a lot of people ask what we do at the farm and what's the point in someone going there if it's basically a rehab. And you just hit the nail on the head there for whatever you said about them being able to do the carpentry work, even though that's not what they do. I mean, they learn skills, they learn responsibility, they learn stuff they can use in the real world when they've got to the point they can leave there and get away from all of that.
You know, and look, the best way, and now I finally, and I know the world, I just got done saying this, everything works in the pre-show. I talked about bullet statements. I think I finally got it for the farm to aptly describe what it is that me, Google, and the farm manager and all the other people involved do. We take the worst of the vets out there that are chronically homeless with dual diagnosis and the drug addiction and all that shit. And we're the emergency room of programs. All right. I'm not looking for the easy cases. I take the problem children, and basically we get them ready. This is not a program designed to take them in a year or two and they go right to the street. Some do. No, we get them stabilized so they can make it in a traditional program, if not a halfway house. You know, that's our job, because nothing's worked in the past. One guy, 10 years, you know, nothing worked. He's stabilized now. Another guy, he's going to a traditional program. He has the strength to do it now. You know, that's what we do. Yeah, so, all right. 2 minutes. VeteranCBD.com. Check them out. It is a sponsorship between them and us with DV. They're donating 10% of their proceeds from sales to the DV farm. Also, if you spend $75, if you use promo code Veteran15, you can save 15% off all month long. They have creams, lotions, CBD oils. VeteranCBD.com is an American company with American-grown sourced hemp. It's all legal, and it's reasonably priced. We did our homework. I think we partnered up with a great company. So if you're tired of pills and all that stuff, check out VeteranCBD.com. Any orders over 75 or more, you get a free package of CBD gummies and stuff like that. And they actually have stuff for dogs too. Check them out. A lot of good stuff. I can't tell you about the bag. Almost got it done.
I didn't catch the rest of that. I don't think anyone did.
No, that's all right. I'm beat. Been a long day. And it's been good. So check out, you want more DV, go to the closed group. It's strictly for vets. That's the biggest thing. You know, just veterans and active duty. So got a big show tonight, huh?
Yeah. Huge.
We do?
Very. It's going to be interesting, because due to our lawyers advising us against writing anything that can be offensive, misconstrued, or even twisted for another person's agenda, we couldn't tell everybody what was happening via Facebook post. So we're glad you're with us tonight, all you new people that showed up in the chat room. Yes. Woohoo! No, seriously, there is some stuff that I want to talk about after the break, especially pertaining to this whole censorship thing. Some stuff happened over on Twitter again. Believe it or not, it has to do with a famous country singer, well, part of a country duo, right? Oink. Oink, right?
Oink, oink, oink. Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm here.
Yes,
God,
sir.
I'm in Alaska and I had to shoot a moose that was fight.
Rowing down the street in my canoe.
Fucking that string and tin cans ain't working no more.
Yes, John Rich, part of the country music duo Big and Rich.
Yeah, so we have something to talk about after the break about, you know, what's being censored against them on Twitter and how idiotic and ridiculous and how far this is going. Like, is censorship really helping anyone is one question we need to answer on the other side of the break, which, you know. Don't even tell me your 2 cents right now, Google. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not.
Don't.
I was going to ask, does it have to do with one of their songs?
I said
Yes,
it
it does.
has to do with one of their songs by the...
I must have missed that part.
Oh my
How
god.
is Twitter even still relevant?
Because it's owned by Facebook.
What is MySpace censoring them now too?
I don't know. I don't even think MySpace... MySpace is a music platform now, essentially.
Oh, I remember when MTV used to be that.
Right?
MySpace is the MTV of social media.
Well, MySpace done the opposite of what MTV done. MySpace started out for the people and then turned around and went into music.
MTV's like Bizarro World. It's musical television that plays reality TV, neither of which are real.
Well, it's like CMT, country music television. What the fuck is country music about?
It's like CNN and news.
Right. Ain't that the fucking truth?
Right?
I made it funny.
Oh, me. I do want to mention one person that I am going to get on the show very soon after I read her books that she's been writing. Betsy Ross. If you don't know who Betsy Ross is, she's the author of Fight 2.
She's the real old lady that was on...
No, she is not. At all. Not even close to being that old lady. You dick. But
when was she born? I mean, come on, everybody's old.
Well, I'll send you her profile page, and you can tell me how old she is, because I'm sure you got a handle on that.
Because then they'll flag me.
But she is a veteran, and she wrote these books to basically show how things work in the mind of a soldier. I don't want to go into too much detail right now. Like I said, I haven't got to read all of them, and I want her to tell her story as the reason behind it and all, but they're on Amazon, so you can go to Amazon, smile.amazon.com, make DV Farm your charity choice if you'd like, and purchase them. She's in the works on writing Fight 3, so she is self-publishing, and if you haven't checked it out, please, I encourage you to go look at that. If you want to follow her on Twitter, her Twitter handle is at Ross_fight, and I believe her Instagram is Ross4Vets, as in Ross, the number 4 vets. I'll put all of that in the description of the podcast for everybody. So, yeah, that's a little bit of what we'll be talking about after the break. So everybody's doing good right now? You're okay?
Yes.
Are you hungry?
Yes. Fuck. I haven't eaten all day.
Well, you could go get you something to eat and come back.
I could. I'll try it. Why not? Maybe this will be the first time ever staying up this late, then eating and not passing out like a beached whale.
Good luck with that.
Let me know how that turns out for you. Before we go to break, we do have some shows that's in the works right now. I don't want to give too much away on that. We have someone coming back with the show. One of our co-hosts that's on here will be on that show. Ron Ripley's Honorable Discharge is coming very soon. And by very soon... Is he
going to come back on the main show?
Who?
Ron. Like with us, like at this time slot to fuck around?
Yeah, when he's not working.
Oh. Well, he could also come by the office. He did it once, and then, I don't know.
Yeah, because he was on a trip near there. He lives in California. He can't just go everywhere every day.
Just fly out here. He's got money.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking back alley.
I love doing that to
comedian.
people because I know what it's like.
But yeah, his show Honorable Discharge will be debuting Wednesday, June 19th. I've not got a time yet, so you're gonna have to stay tuned for more information, bitches. So
that is 2 days before the horses come home.
And so many days after the rooster was killed.
Okay. Fuck. Fucking shit.
And I don't know how many days after what's her name suicided her brother.
Hillary. It took me a minute. I had to remember who we were talking about. I said Hillary because I'd forgot
That's Hillary to you.
Hey,
I mean, neither confirm nor deny.
She is going to be the spokesperson for a cyber security.
I know. Oh, you can't make this shit up. I did that.
I know.
I still can't get over that.
They
You know,
got
we
so
all
much
joked
shit.
about that. Everybody joked about that for the longest of time, and now it's a fucking reality.
Yep, we did that story last week.
This is we are living in the twilight zone of real life. That's what's happening.
That's all right. When we come back, if I'm still here, I'll tell you about the new censorship guidelines over on YouTube, which a lot of times these things kind of snowball and go to other platforms, but how claiming to be a veteran is hate speech now.
And you can talk about that after we hit on our little point that I want to bring up first. But you are listening to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net. We'll be back right after this.
DV Radio.
And the next episode of Media Litter Sandwich.
I don't know, a coin or a pencil or a quick vanish of an item, something nearby, something you would run into more often. So you do that one, catches people off guard. They'll start asking you how you did it. Once you can't take it anymore, you do your second trick. Maybe that one's a card trick. And then you just learn like a third, like really cool one. And you wait until like you're about to leave whatever event you're at. You do that one as you go. You're the best magician that person or anybody in that group will have ever met.
DV Radio is for our fellow brothers and sisters, and it's all free of charge for our listeners, our guests, and even those that have shows right here on dvradio.net. We do everything in-house, from mixing and recording ads and shows to the website and all that you get from us. We love promoting veteran-owned businesses and highlighting those in the veteran community. So if you would like to continue to hear what we bring to you and have even more in the future with the best quality that we can possibly bring to you, please head over to dvradio.net and click that PayPal donation button. Any amount is welcome, from $1 to $100 million that your uncle lets you in his trust fund. So please head over to dvradio.net and click that PayPal donation button right now.
DV Radio.
You are listening to WDVR, only on dvradio.net.
You are listening to WDVR right here on dvradio.net. It's still Barracks Talk Live, where you're listening to us on podcast. And if you are listening to us live and want to know where our podcast is, head over to Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and a shit ton of other places that I can't keep up with because I keep finding DV Radio podcast every fucking where, and I do greatly appreciate all those that, you know, get us out on those platforms. We are still working on getting us on Spotify. Ask Oink and Frosty. That shit is fucking goddamn meticulous to do. Anyway, yes, you heard in the break we done the song by John Rich and the Five called "Shut Up About Politics." It was written by Greg Gutfeld, or co-wrote.
Really?
Which,
that was Greg Gutfeld?
No,
Yeah.
he co-wrote the song.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
But it was pretty good. I liked
Right.
it. It's like finally Bo picked something weird that I actually can listen to.
Right. So
It's
so
because hold on. I watched the interview that
Okay.
Rich did, and he was talking about how Greg Gutfeld would fucking call him in like the middle of the night, like, I got these great ideas. I'm like, that's awesome. Okay, your turn. Oh, sorry.
So yes, every purchase of that song, again, that's "Shut Up About Politics" by John Rich and the Five, goes to Folds of Honor. 100% of it. That's right, right? They're
Yes.
Oink, Folds of Honor. Yeah.
Folds
So-
of Honor. 100% of the song proceeds, if you buy it off of your iTunes or any other app, 100% of the proceeds go to Folds of Honor.
Right. So a few nights ago, me and Oink are almost always on Twitter because at the middle of the night we can't sleep and we have to have something to fucking do. Anyway, John Rich tweeted out a screenshot of them saying that his URL to "Shut Up About Politics" was against their policies and some bullshit. I can't remember the exact wording of it. Hold on a second and I'll tell you exactly
Yeah,
what it said.
It says the link that you are trying to access has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially harmful or associated with a violation of Twitter's terms of service.
But if it said "fuck America," it'd be okay.
Right. So a lot of times what happens is when you shorten a URL on social media, it can do that. And it, rightfully so, we understand that. So we all know here lately that things like hyper short URL and bit.ly.com and stuff like that are pretty much readily available for social media platforms. So nothing, unless it's spam, should be blocked unless it's, literally against their standards, like killing and porn and shit like that, which it had nothing to do. So he put this up, and Twitter has not unbanned it at all. And a lot of people who have tweeted it out have gotten their tweets removed. Not just, you can't put this up there. They have gotten their tweets actually removed because of this song. Now, nowhere in there does it say, you're an idiot for talking politics, or you're a piece of shit for being left or right wing, or you're black so I hate you, or anything like that. It does not say that anywhere in that song. My question is, have they gone too far with censorship? And on that on that same token, is censorship really helping anyone, or is it hurting more people than it's helping? One at a time, and do not take 10 years to fucking answer. Go ahead.
I'm a senior guy here, so
I don't give a shit. I don't want you to spend all night on it.
It's helping control the narrative to one particular group of people, like-minded people, and we're already facing that. Google and I were both watching the news, and I forgot about something, but when the internet first come of age back in the 80s and 90s, after Al Gore invented it, sarcasm, they were granted immunity in a lot of things because of it was going to be an open platform of all ideas, no censorship, and it's totally morphed into the controlling of one political ideas instead of agendas and all that other crap. And it's time for it to end. Either end their protections against defamation and all these other legal loopholes and tax status and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran groups are being banned and censored. You heard Bo talk about it. We're experiencing it firsthand. Our shirts are deemed not offensive, too political. Leave me alone. Denied. Too political. Our ad account's gone because it's okay to do bag of dicks, but talking about the AR-15 promo contest on Facebook after we got their permission, and then they banned us 3 times for the same thing in the month. They're talking about we're just assholes and they're going to delete our page. It's out of control. Now, Cuckoo.
That's my son. He was right on cue on that one, I guess.
That was great. That was like, that has to go in an ad or the introduction next year. I don't care. That has to go somewhere. Holy fucking Christ.
Perfect timing, buddy. Perfect timing.
All right, so I've got it. Now, here's something you all can chime in on, but I'm going to read you the new, after this last ad apocalypse with Carlos Mensa and going after Steven Crowder. YouTube and Google announced the introduction of new policies aimed at, quote unquote, removing more hateful and supremacist content from YouTube. In a blog post, YouTube said content that alleges a group is superior in order to justify discrimination on characteristics like age, race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, and veteran status has would be prohibited under its new hate speech policy. Now, this is on YouTube, and we are on YouTube, but not like we are here on Facebook and other places. But it's a slippery slope. It's going to come. It'll be another reason to go after us here. So take an example. Shipley, the Navy SEAL, fake Navy SEAL hunter. His whole account's deleted, gone. Question him, if this guy says he's a veteran, how dare you question that he's a veteran? That's hateful. Or with the closed group, I don't let somebody in because they're not a vet. That's hate speech. That's a hate crime. So it's unbelievable. Or even just joking. I had to delete the post. Chappie contacted me. He got banned for sharing something from DB, which I immediately went and removed. It was the post that says, hey, got to remind myself, killing coworkers at the office is frowned upon. And then, well, maybe, okay, just one. And I put on the post, mandatory Facebook disclaimer. This is intended for humorous purposes only. This is an example of sarcasm. I deleted it anyhow because Chappie just got banned for sharing it. It never ends. And right now it's not about, protecting people. It's in preparation. It's been going on, but there's a big ramp up prior to the election. They know Trump won on social media. And if you can silence all your critics, hey, it's a tactic.
Okay, so let's go to Recoil Oink and Google about, is censorship really helping anybody? Has it gone too far? Like, did they go too far here? You three, what do you think? With the song.
It's definitely going too far. I mean, come on. Like you said, all he's really saying is, I'm tired of hearing about the politics of things. So shut the fuck up and move along. That's really all he's saying. But apparently that's just too much for Twitter.
Right.
I should join Twitter just so I can put that song up, just for them to remove it.
That and let people know that I fell in the shitter.
Oink,
well,
Recoil.
that was so long ago.
I think censorship's absolutely off the fucking hook.
Yeah.
Time for a digital bill of rights. It's time for Congress or the president. Well, that's only an executive order. As soon as he's out of office, it can be reversed. We need our protections. The whole country, it's crazy. It's fucking insane. This country was founded on freedom. We have unique freedoms that no other countries have, and that Second Amendment being one of the biggest ones. And it starts at the school, the lack of education of why we have these freedoms, why the First Amendment is so important. If you can't, as veterans, we firsthand know why it's so important. Now it's in our face of why you need to protect that. And I don't want to hear, I'm seeing it even in the closed group. Well, if you don't like Facebook, get off it. It's their company. Yeah, well, we had to bake that fucking cake. What if the phone company found out you're watching videos on the DV page, or you like the DV page? Hey, this goes against our cable company and phone company's guidelines. We're deleting your account. Oh, you can get a phone somewhere else. Come on, you wouldn't accept it there. So why would you accept it on the social media platforms? Shut up. Am I wrong on that?
No, Six, I think you nailed it right on the head. I think somebody, I don't remember who it was that mentioned the social media bill of rights. I mean, it's gotten way out of control. I mean, I can understand censorship to a point to where they're protecting, say, a minority group that's getting harassed or something along those lines. But at the same time,
saying hurtful things.
Hurtful things. And that's my point. Is it?
But that's why the hate speech. It's like the hate speech phrase is the synonymous with the assault rifle phrase. That's their new thing. Anything, if I don't like it, that's hate speech.
And that's all you got to do is sit there and report it, and then boom. There's got to be something along those lines of like what DV has. It gets to the point to where you start promoting, like suicides or something like. That's where they need to draw the line. But at the same time, if somebody's making a meme, for crying out loud
you fall back on what the actual First Amendment says. All right. Well, and right now it's not the government enacting these laws; it's private companies. But then there are laws to protect individuals, their freedom to say whatever they want, in or to practice whatever religion and all that, or goddamn political stance. Like I said, you can't incite violence. You can't threaten somebody. That's not protected under freedom of speech.
Well, that's a typical left-wing tactic too, is to just redefine the vernacular or the words.
Yeah,
but just because you don't agree with something or you don't like something, that makes it hateful.
But that's a made-up thing. For all speech is protected, even stuff you don't like. You can coin it hate speech.
Well, that's what Recoil is saying. Up until recently, freedom of speech meant freedom of speech, and until recently, they just started saying freedom of speech is only for the press. No, it's not. Freedom of speech is for anybody in the fucking country.
But for people that are educated.
Right, and that's exactly what Recoil is saying. They're trying to change the vernacular, and they always have. It's
Yeah,
It's
but it's
completely
perfectly fine for
bullshit.
Kathy or whatever the hell her name was, Gifford or whatever the hell, to post pictures of the beheaded president. That's
And it
perfectly
was.
fine.
I had, and I would protect that.
Well,
But
not
she
only
wasn't
that-
saying- that was, you can call it whatever, you don't like it or whatever, but she wasn't telling anybody to go out. You can construe, that's why art is,
However, Six and
Madonna
Oink,
said she
that's-
wanted to blow up the White House, and that is
Right.
a fucking
That
threat.
is different. That's
right.
a different,
That's exactly where I was headed with that. Everybody said Madonna was in her right and her freedom of speech
and
to
the way
say
you
that.
handle
but-
it is you take it to court, and then that's defamation. Whether it's defamation, if somebody's inciting violence, yeah, you can get. If you're on the street acting like a wild man, I'm gonna kill you and all that. You're either gonna be in pajamas or in.
You're gonna call the fucking cops on your ass. I mean, Jesus.
But
Oh, yeah.
but everything else, if you are on the street and not Facebook saying hate speech, you're not going to get arrested.
So my whole problem with this is you've got social media saying don't discriminate. However, when you tell me that I can't put up a song that's telling everybody just to move on with their lives and talk about other stuff instead of the same Groundhog Day thing over and over, and you say, hey, you can't have this on here, that's discrimination. I don't care what you're saying. That's discriminating. You're discriminating the fact that that's art, for one, and you're discriminating against the fact that that's my freedom of fucking speech. But yet, you tout the fact that we have freedom of speech and you can do this and you can do that. You're going against your own policies and your own word.
But it doesn't matter. That's the stuff that doesn't matter, Bo. They don't care. It's the same thing with there should be no political ads on Facebook, right? One of you mentioned you kept seeing a Bernie Sanders for president ad last week, all on Facebook. I'm like, that goes against their policies.
And don't forget now with the YouTube thing, you have Steven Crowder, the one that's a comedian, and that's his job. He pushes the boundaries and all that. Then you have the guy that's crying, Carlos Menza of Vox, not Fox, Vox, actively calling for people to commit assault. They're not banning or silencing him, but they're silencing the other guy because the bigger guy there with the more powerful backing of the media.
And what I love about what Six just brought up, the whole, inciting violence is what they're doing, is what Mr. Gaywonk, which is his Twitter handle, he actually said, go throw milkshakes at him. Spitting on someone is fucking a violent offense. So throwing a milkshake is, violence with actually a deadly weapon, believe it or not. You can have a deadly weapon assault against you with a fucking paperclip if you throw it at somebody and hit them in the eye and it hurts them. You're inciting violence. That's what you're doing. Crowder has never done that. Ever.
No, and he actively says. So, again, and they're applying the rules heavy-handedly. And the other side, breaks those rules routinely. We see examples of it time and time again. So it's like we do. We need protections. It's funny. I'm saying that I'm not offended. I am not. But when my whole, I can't buck the system. I said this in the live video on one of the pages. Look, if it was just me and that's all I had to worry about and I had all this, I'd be like, come at me, bro. I would push it. I would be doing all kinds of things. But I really have to weigh heavily my actions and the repercussions that could happen. And because so many people are dependent on DV, whether it be for jobs or for promoting their business or their nonprofit, and then all the people who reach out. That's not an easy decision. So all I'm asking for first, what are the fucking rules?
Well, they keep changing, so we'll
right. And two,
for sure
apply them equally.
Break one.
But they don't. They routinely, like anything that's pro-American is against it. Anything against America is allowed. Bashing one religion is okay. But saying anything, even telling the truth about another, you're banned. No. It's so obvious. It's in a face. And right now, America is sleeping. and we have talked about this, and it's like, it's pretty scary because at what point is the tipping point? Let me remind people that, I see in other countries, like Venezuela and all that, other countries have civil wars, but when America has a civil war, oh damn, it's ugly.
So I don't know how many
ever killed in a conflict.
So I don't know how many of you listening follow us on Twitter, but a couple days ago, actually it was like 3 a.m. that I wrote this, but I'd put out a string of tweets telling people, what DV Radio is all about, because people still ask what it's all about, and what we are first and foremost is to give you guys something to laugh about and to forget your demons and to make sure that we're there for you so you're not one of the 22. That's our first and foremost thing. After that, it's to give every veteran and emergency responder a platform to say whatever the fuck they want. Other than being blatantly racist and encouraging suicide or bashing someone that isn't in the media, we don't censor shit. And that's it. That's the only things we do not allow. That's it. You can listen to any of our shows. That's all we don't allow. And that's what we take so for granted, I guess you could say, in today's world, especially the way it's fucking going in fucking social media land. But that's what DV Radio is all about. That's what we want to do. We want to get any and every fucking veteran that wants to do a show, that has a podcast, anybody that is helping a veteran family or an organization or nonprofit that does that. We want you guys to have a platform so you can say whatever you want without any repercussions. And that's what's wonderful about Wes at Pro Streaming, that gives us this platform that you're listening to us on right now. Without him, DV Radio wouldn't be running right now. Without you guys that's listening, it wouldn't be fucking possible. It isn't all Facebook. It isn't all Twitter. At the end of the day, it's all of you guys and Wes that's making this happen. It really is. So, you don't want censorship, but you want censorship. You can't have it both ways and then expect shit not to go fucking south at some point in time. The more laws you make to cater to one person, the more you're hurting someone else's freedoms and rights. I don't care who you are and what law it is. We've seen that with the transgender bathrooms. We've seen that with the whole segregation thing and, in the 60s and all that.
Really?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
I'm trying to help.
No, you're not, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to help. That was
Lose
good.
your train of thought.
His head screwed on better than mine.
But anyway, censorship has honestly taken off and gone completely south. I mean, we want the government to control stuff, but yet we complain when they do. And this is what happens. Social media will be gone within 4 or 5 years. We've already seen that. It's declining fucking rapidly. It'll be the worst of social media, and then it'll be gone. So, but the good thing is, Dysfunctional Veterans, DV Radio, DV Farm will still be here one way or another. I don't care what happens.
Can we get a room update?
So the room update, they did get finished with the sheetrock. They're going to tile the shower within the next couple of days. I sent him the paint color for the room, and then it should be no more than maybe 2 or 3 weeks because of the rain lately. That's why everything's been backsliding, because of all this fucking rain we've had lately.
Just make sure that they don't use slippery paint.
On the walls?
Yeah.
There's such thing as slippery paint?
Apparently so. According to the DV page, there is.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Northern Command says that troops on the U.S. border are applying slippery paint to the border wall. So, make sure they don't use slippery paint on your walls.
Well, I'm not climbing the walls. I can't even fucking get off the couch. Unless a fucking atomic nuclear radiated spider bites me, that's not happening anytime fucking soon. Spider bow.
What is that
Spider
picture
bow.
of Bo flopping and flipping in the shower like a fish? They use that paint.
Right. Fucking
Sorry,
slippery. Slippery paint. I've heard it all now. Holy shit. What the fuck? Slippery paint. I did hear something about them painting the border wall to make it look pretty or something. I was like, really?
Oh man.
Like, really?
Somebody reported Mark Zuckerberg's photo for harassment.
Nice.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, we do have some shows in the works. We have one that two veterans that you guys have probably never heard of. We're working on that with another vet that's in the UK, I believe. Like I said, we have another host that's coming back, and they're going to have Oink and somebody else on there. I don't want to give too many details away right now. They'll kill me if I say much more. Contraband is reworking its platform. We'll have that out hopefully soon. We're in the works on recording the second season again. We've got, what else? Honorable Discharge with Ron Ripley. You heard Media Litter Sandwich is airing this coming Tuesday, June 11th at 1907 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday is Up in Arms podcast at 2008 p.m. Those are syndicated shows. Like I mentioned, if you have a show or you want to do an original show, that means if you want to be syndicated or you have a show that you'd like to bring to DV Radio for DV Radio, hit us up at info@dvradio.net. Talk to me. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you want to just do a segment or you want to do voice ads or whatever for us, just hit me up. We really do want to do that. That's our end goal at the end of the day. Make 22 a day, virtually zero, and make it so this is the one-stop shop for veteran radio, audio, video, whatever. I want to make it fun for everybody, and I don't want you having to, because I've tried to search for some veteran podcasts, and I'll tell you right now, you type in veteran podcast, and shit from 1920s Depression era fucking comes up about your granny's fucking pies and shit, like, holy fucking Christ. But I want to make it easy for everybody, so, we don't make money off of this shit, like the one guy that tried to say on the post on the main DV page, and he fucking deleted his comment quickly because the DV world was about to eat his ass up. And I did, man. I was like, yeah, you're right. This is a business, and, DV Radio doesn't make money off of this, and Dysfunctional Veterans is where the shirt company is, and that money, or that's because the people asked for it, and then that money went into the farm, and that's what it continues to do. And I was like, but you're right. That's all we care about is money. And everybody was like lighting his ass up, and it's deleted now. So, you bark up the wrong
sad.
tree.
He got schooled.
Bark up the wrong tree there again, buddy. Just like Mr. Copyright Claim did back yonder. I think he deleted his comment too. But yeah, info@dvradio.net for anything radio, DV Radio, questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff. If you want to be a host, again, info@dvradio.net. I cannot reply back to any of those job resumes on Facebook. The only one that I was able to was AJ, and I'm not going to say his last name because I can't remember his fucking name in DV Radio chat on dvradio.net /chat. But I did reply back to him. So if you want to do that, again, hit me up. Let me know that you want to host, co-host, or do something, and we'll go from there. If you don't want to do that, but you want to contribute and get more perks, go to patreon.com/DV Radio. There's a number of tiers on there, ranging from $1 all the way up to a couple $100. The couple $100 ones are for businesses, veteran-owned businesses. We know it's hard to market. We understand it. We get it. Trust me. I have to market this shit, and it's not as fucking simple as it used to be. Thank you, social media. But if you want an audio ad and you're a veteran-owned business or you're a business that helps veteran families and stuff like that, get that tier. We'll make you an audio ad and or whatever those tiers perks are. But if you're just your average Joe Schmo veteran or Jane Schmo, whichever you identify, if you're a Jane, Joe, or Joan, because, Joe and Jane together, transgender. See what I did there? Anyway, you have other tiers with other perks. We're working on the 30-minute extra podcast for this month's perk. I think that's the $10 or $25 tier. And all of that's going to be nothing but pre-show. then you'll get to hear DV6 come in 6 minutes before the show started this week.
That was great.
Yeah, again, that's patreon.com/DV radio. And, yeah.
Wait, what was better about that, Bo, though, is that for like 20 minutes, here's Bo. Is Six even coming on tonight? I don't think he's coming on tonight. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. And then I went trolling on Facebook. I'm like, well, he's live right now.
Well, I only asked twice, but I don't go through Facebook as much as people think I do. I don't go through like the news feed and shit like that a lot. So I get all of my information from people like Google, Recoil, Oink, PTSDog, Nevermore, stuff like that. So when they tell me Six is live, I'm like, where the fuck is Six live? It didn't pop up in my notifications. He's in the group live up until 6 minutes before the show airs.
Well, I could hear him talking downstairs, and I'm like, he's not talking to us. And then Bo was like, is it coming on? And I'm like, he's talking. Let me go find out.
And then he comes in, and it was a literal 6 minutes before the show started. Anyway, how was everybody's week? Recoil, how was your week?
Wonderful. I'm sorry I had to mute. My dog is going apeshit because apparently a mouse is in the den here.
And I take it your dog is not a mouse hunter?
She is making every attempt to be one, and she's way too fucking big. There's shit flying all over this fucking room.
There was a video,
Imagine an 85-pound female German Shepherd trying to fucking get around my guitars.
There was a video a couple of days ago. It had a golden retriever with a guinea pig that follows it around everywhere, and that guinea pig and that golden retriever were just like dogs together. They were like play fighting, and the guinea pig would go up under the couch, and the golden retriever would act like it was going to go after it. It was so cute. Anyway.
You know what's funny about that, Bo? I
Yeah.
watched that video that you posted during the pre-show.
Oh my god. Is that what you were laughing at?
Yeah.
that was a cute video,
there was
wasn't
something else that I was laughing at. I forget what.
Was that not a cute video, though?
It was. I was eating when I was watching that.
There was one part. I don't expect this in like everyday life. You only expect it in like shows and movies and advertising and all. But the guinea pig comes up under the little dog's ear, and like, you know what you guys know what I'm talking about. The ear is just barely covering the top of the guinea pig's eyes, and I was like, oh, Bo has a fucking heart.
It was so funny.
So, Google, how has your week been? You got some laughs before the show and an all-good, feel-good moment.
It's been good. It's been good. Another week has gone by.
Okay. Oink, how was your week?
My week was actually pretty decent as far as when I was at work down in Anchorage. But up here in the valley where I live, which is about 40 miles north, we've had some strange-ass weather. I think I sent you a couple of screenshots or videos there of for like a 20-minute time frame here in the little town I live in. We had torrential downpour. I mean, it actually flooded the damn streets. We had guys in kayaks going down the street, living it up, you know. But yeah, it actually flooded out a couple of the smaller cars because they couldn't make it through. There was just no place for the water to go. We had started off with pea-size hail, ended up with marble-size hail. It was enough to cover rooftops and make everything white like it would snow again. So it's been doing that all week long. There in Anchorage, you know, perfectly sunny, nice, almost 70-degree temperature weather the entire week. And then we get home, and it's like a torrential downpour for 10 minutes. And
Holy
yeah. So
We
it's
had
been
one,
weird
we had
week.
one day like that.
Well, I said the Amazon rainforest opened up and like crash landed here in North Carolina. It fucking did for like an entire week, 2 weeks, and it's been raining nonstop pretty much for the past 2 weeks. The power went out a couple times because, you know, power lines can't hold fucking water.
They were not designed for that.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not one of those people that needs all these fucking essential things like internet and all. All I need is something to cool me off and something to drink, and I'm good. And a place to shit. Don't forget that. Thank you, Crohn's. But other than those
I
three
thought you
essential
needed
things,
the internet so you can do work.
I do. But you know, there's times that I'm just like, fuck it, and I don't care. That was one of those days I was like, fuck it, I don't care. Because I was sitting
Makes
here
sense.
and it was one of those nights that I was watching YouTube and I was just like, you know what? I don't care. If I go to sleep, I do. So I did sort of take a nap, but when everything goes completely silent, I wake up. Or if someone's sneaking around, I wake up. And that's what happened. The power goes, and it got silent. So I woke up. And
I gotta go.
DV6 has got to go.
Thanks, guys. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I'll tell you what happened the other night. It was so fucking hot. I come upstairs and I'm trying to be quiet, right? Well, I forgot that when you turn on the AC in the bedroom, it makes this really super loud noise. And 6 is dead asleep. So I turned the AC on. He just about jumped out of his skin. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah, I don't know
and
what
then
it
I just
is.
stood there like,
I don't know what it is about, things getting really quiet or people sneaking around. My mom cannot sneak around anymore. I had to have a talk with her one time. I was like, you can't sneak around in the mornings anymore. She's like, why? I was like, I'll wake up. I can hear you tiptoeing around. She went, really? I said, yeah, you were over here tiptoe. You know that plastic mat that's beside me, Google?
yeah.
I can hear everything that goes by it. Everything.
Oh,
So when I'm asleep, it's amplified, right, in my head. Especially when there's little pitter patters of paws, like the dogs going by, and then my mom's slippers going.
Right.
So I heard that for like the longest of time, and one day I was like, Mama, you have to stop, try not to make noises. I was like, just do it, vacuum, do whatever. She's like, but I don't want to wake you. I was like, you're waking me up, though. That's the point. Like, the loud noises don't wake me up. And
Well, that's the
eventually
thing.
she got onto that.
I can come upstairs and I try to be somewhat quiet, but not like sneaking around. I mean,
Mhm.
I fucking turn the TV on when I come upstairs to go to bed, and he'll be sleeping. He sleeps right through that stuff. But when I turned the AC on, I
Yep.
forgot that it made all that fucking noise.
Yeah, I'm not like saying, bang pots and pans and, turn the fucking stereo. Not turn the stereo. Yeah, don't pull a Spinal Tap and turn your stereo to, volume 11 or anything, but don't sit there and be a fucking mouse and whisper or anything. I can't, for some reason it bothers me.
The AC is about 3 feet from 6's head. So when I turned it on, oh man, it
Well, see,
was pretty funny.
The funny thing is, when my mom vacuums, it's usually like between 11 and 1 in the afternoon. And if I've went to sleep at like, 7 or 8, that's probably about the time I'm going to get up. And she'll be almost finished vacuuming, and the vacuum will wake me up. And I'm like, well, at least I had an alarm. And I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at my body for not letting me fucking sleep because it hates me that much. But yeah, it's not the I think she said something like it was a loud boom one time not too long ago, and I didn't hear it. I slept right fucking through it. Like, no, I couldn't tell you what happened.
Oh man, well, that's like thunder. I can't say thunder and lightning because you can't hear lightning unless you're really super close. But that's like thunder. Like, I can't go to bed if it's thundering outside. I can't go to sleep. But if I'm asleep and that's when we get a thunderstorm, I'm fine. I'll sleep right through it. Nothing wakes me up.
The thunder won't wake me up, but hearing the rain hit the vent over the oven, do the little, it sounds like popcorn on the stove, that'll wake me up. It wakes me up all the time. I don't know what it is. It's like fucking popcorn kernels on the fucking stove, and it wakes me up every time.
Yeah.
It never fails.
Like Dog and I are having their conversation there in chat. We actually had thunder up here as well. Possible even tornado that was sighted, but I doubt that. The video didn't look very convincing to me. Somebody from the Midwest who actually seen some tornadoes. But yeah, like I said, it's just been a strange week of weather up here. But yeah, the thunder, the lightning, we've had all kinds of crazy stuff up here.
And then it's staying light out there.
Oh yeah, it's almost 24 hours of daylight. I mean, it's not pure sun up daylight here where I live at, but it's the dusk for 4 hours, and then the sun pops right back up again.
See, I want to be able to live like that.
I don't know. Oink told me about that, and it sounds like it sucks ass.
Yeah, like
It does because hey, you can't sleep anyway, and then you got fucking light coming through your bedroom window. So yeah, it doesn't make for a good summer.
I can only
And then in the
imagine.
wintertime, it's just like the fucking opposite for me. I work night shift in the winter, so I never see the fucking sun, you know? Oh, shit.
There's
maybe you
Frosty.
should change the schedule around.
Frosty's
Yeah,
telling you
right?
to get some blackout curtains there, Oink.
I have them, but you can't block out every bit of sun.
Just, you know what?
Well,
Take a rattle can and spray paint those windows black. Fuck it.
About to get some aluminum foil and just put it up. That way it blinds my neighbors or something.
One of my friends, my friend Creech, Justin Creech, he done that when we were in high school. And I went to his house one time, or the first time I went to his house, and we go in his room, and there's this big sheet of aluminum foil with fucking painter's tape around it. I was like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, every morning the sun wakes me up and I can't stand it. I was like, but you have to be at school anyway, so what's the difference?
Yep.
great.
Yeah, there's that. Oh my lord. So
That's hilarious.
I just want everybody to know music therapy is in the works. We're trying to get everything in order for that. Trying to come up with a time that's pretty solemn for everybody across all time zones. It's probably going to be sometime during the day. I want to do it after the room is finished. I don't want to do it before then because I'll have a reliable internet source then. So that's why it's not come out yet and, started. So as soon as the room's finished and I have my dedicated internet, we'll be able to completely do that. Like I said, it'll probably be sometime during the day. So anywhere from noon to 6 o'clock is, Eastern time is where that time frame will happen. And it could be an hour. It could be 3 hours, whatever happens with the guest or whatever we feel like doing. Excuse me. So for those that want to request songs, for either the artist to play acoustically or us to play like we normally do, you can do that. Anybody can do that. But if you want priority, just give $1 on Patreon. That's all it takes. But music therapy is completely free. So keep that in mind as well. You'll get to participate in all of that. Hopefully we can do audio and video. I'm not going to promise anything right now, but that's where we want to eventually get to, so you can watch the artist guests that we have on actually playing acoustically and stuff like that. So hopefully all of that works out, and I'm not getting overly excited about something I really want to fucking do for nothing. So yeah.
My goodness. We'll make it work.
Oh,
You're good like that.
You're goddamn right. I've made it work this fucking long, haven't I?
Yep.
I literally cut our cost. I literally cut our cost in half. So.
Yep. That's why we keep you around.
And I have no fucking clue what I'm doing still. So. I'm not joking. Like half the time I'm looking for something. Like, how do I find it? Like, what do I type in the search bar to find something? And I'll spend hours trying to find something, and finally I just happen upon it. And then I look back, back at 2016 when I told Six I would take it all over. I'm like, how did I get us this far, being this retarded? Like, and all Six ever says is, "You're smart. You're smart." I'm like, no, I'm not. This is just happenstance. It's a fluke, right? Like,
Oh man. Well, you're doing a hell of a job, even if it's all fake.
fake news. Okay, I tell you, it's fake news.
Can't make it, just fake it. That's what I say. Fake it.
Right.
Pretty much.
What you guys don't know is I steal from other people, and I just take credit for it.
Woohoo!
No, I have admitted to the people that I get, influence from and stuff like that for the ads and stuff like that. But I try my damnedest not to steal anything without permission or saying, hey, I'm going to steal this and I'm going to use it. Like,
so you're not doing what Joe Biden does?
Touching people on their shoulder and whispering in their ear?
No. He came out with
Sweet
with his own Green Deal. And when it was posted on his website, apparently there were numerous things that were stolen word for word from other people and places. And so then when they got called out on it, they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry. We forgot to put the footnotes in and mention these sources."
So he committed plagiarism.
Yeah, yeah. And this is not the first time. I mean, come on. Wouldn't his staff be extra careful, especially since back in, what was it, like 88, he dropped out of the race because of plagiarism?
I thought I remembered, learning about something in school when we were talking about plagiarism and stuff, and that got brought up. But.
Yeah, he stole a speech from someone, and some British guy, I think.
You know what plagiarism is? Plagiarism is the lip syncing of the political world. That's exactly what it is.
Well, here's my question. Has Joe Biden ever been charged with plagiarizing his own work the way that Melania Trump was?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
No, because it was banned.
I'm waiting for Bernie Sanders to start calling his campaign the New Green Deal because it's giving everybody money. So.
Oh my God.
Everything for free.
That's not a Green Deal, though. That's socialism. Come on.
That's my point here. That's where I was headed with this.
Oh, man. It's like, I don't even know where to go with these people.
I don't either.
Just like, everyone's been talking about it this past week, and it's a touchy subject, I guess, but Joe Biden was for the Hyde Amendment, which basically says that federal funds can't be used for abortions with the exception of rape, incest, or something else, if it's medically necessary for the mom. So Joe Biden was for that, then he was against it, then he was for it, and now he's against it again.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy is just changing his mind on a whim.
I'm not going to lie there, Google. Everything you just said went in one ear and out the other because I was reading Oinks had a fat ass beagle, and I just kept reading had a fat ass over and over from Oink, and I was like, had a fat ass. And I read over it really quick first, so all I read was had a fat ass, get out and do that to the neighbor. And I was like, wait a minute, go back. So I heard nothing of what you said except racism and all that and raping and all. And all I heard other than that was fat ass.
That's great, Bo.
I could send you a picture, Bo.
Oh, baby.
Storm was trying to play with a June bug the other night.
Shit.
I was like, what is wrong with you?
I love watching dogs try to go after lightning bugs when they first see them. That's like...
That is kind of funny, but
they're like, what are these sparkling
Storm was
things?
very determined to get this June bug.
June bugs are fucking annoying. They're just annoying.
It was to the point where I had to pretty much drag Storm into the house and close the door, and even then, he was trying to go after it through the glass. Jesus. I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry I took away your friend.
One thing I forgot to mention, people keep asking what we need for DV Radio. First and foremost, we need people that want to host and co-host shows. Secondly, we need shows. Thirdly, we need fucking equipment at my house. And money. Those are the things we need. So, if you can provide any of that, we'd be more than happy to take it. info@dvradio.net. We're not that fucking picky. Trust me. We're using Windows that basically has AIDS. Okay? That's what we're using. So DV Radio has AIDS. That's going to be our new promotion. If you want to sponsor and help DV Radio get rid of AIDS.
You guys didn't hear. Well, I mean, we heard it, but our listeners did not hear Recoil's computer during the pre-show.
Oh, they're going to hear that on the half hour if they're a Patreon member. Trust me. They're going to fucking hear that because I wanted to, throw my headphones across the room, which I didn't, but I almost did. Holy shit. And then, when we're getting ready to go live.
That's how they'll know that we really need equipment.
Well, when we were getting ready to go live, I don't know if you guys heard it, but everybody's cell phone in my house started getting a fucking flood warning, imminent threat goddamn text. Thank you, U.S. Cellular. All we heard was, and I was like, what is that? Everybody's just started going off, so it sounded like it was coming over a fucking intercom system out in the fucking town square or some shit. And my mom was like, what is that? And I was like, it's the fucking phones.
Oh my god, gotta love it.
You got 4 phones, and they all get the same thing. You can imagine how fucking loud that shit is. And I hate U.S. Cellular. If you're listening, U.S. Cellular, you can go fuck yourself. I've still not got a text message except for your little thunderstorm warnings and amber silver alerts since I got my gallbladder surgery, which was December. So go fuck yourself.
I was gonna say, that was like fucking 6-7 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Go fuck yourself, U.S. Cellular. With a huge, big, fat... We need to go to break. On the other side of the break, we've got junk that's in the news. Nevermore and I believe Oink forfeited their news this week, so it automatically will go to Frosty, but Google still has Frosty's article to read, so we'll let her do that on the other side of the break. You're listening to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net.
Let's get it on. We've got some bread made for you. The music.
Let's go! You're listening to WTVR on dvradio.net. By veterans, for veterans.
Simply made for you.
What's DV Radio?
DV Radio is for you, the veteran, active duty service member, caregiver, and civilian supporter of the military. DVRadio.net is the online veteran network made for and by veterans. From original shows to syndication, you can find it here on DVRadio.net. In an effort to continue our mission and make better quality shows for each and every one of you, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/DVRadio. Whether you can only pledge $1 per month or that entire $1 million inheritance your uncle left you, there's a tier with rewards waiting for you. So why not keep DV Radio running and get rewarded at the same time? Head to patreon.com/DV Radio now. That's patreon.com/DV Radio.
DV Radio.
You're listening to Barracks Talk on dvradio.net.
We're back on the air.
DV Radio.
You big dummy.
And now, it's time to find out what stupid junk is in the news.
All right, we are back. So I have a couple of legal articles. They are kind of funny though. So
speaking of lawyers,
I know, right? So one, the New York Medicaid program, which is not supposed to provide erectile dysfunction drugs to certain people, has been providing it to those certain people, aka sex offenders, over the past year. I'm like, fantastic. These people are sex offenders registered in the state, and you are giving them erectile dysfunction medication. Like, come on.
Well, it is the city that never sleeps, so.
I'm like, oh my God. So in the past, according to a report, they spent $63,000 for her. I'm like, my
How
God.
much?
$63,000.
Holy fuck.
Worth of ED. An audit released by State Controller Thomas DiNapoli, obtained by the Associated Press, showed that Medicaid officials approved $930,000 in improper payments for the drugs between 2012 and 2018. So, through 6 years, $930,000 was spent on ED for sex offenders.
Wait, where did the $60,000 come from?
The $63,000 is, I believe, just for the past year.
Oh my god. I thought that was people there for a second, and I was about to say it's $15.50 per script. That's it?
No. According to the audit, okay, I got you. I'm sorry. According to the audit, so $930,000 was spent in improper payments for ED drugs between 2012 and 2018. 47 of those Medicaid recipients also happen to be convicted state sex offenders, and that's where the $63,000 comes in.
Oh my god, my head hurts.
Either way, that's what I said too. I'm like, oh man, this is insane. Like, who is allowing this to happen? Not me, because I don't run the place.
Only in New York.
I know, right? Don't worry, Bo. I have another story that is gonna make your head hurt even more.
Oh boy, I can't.
I know. So apparently, over the past several months, as the homeless population is growing in Los Angeles, the city has been talking to lawyers for the homeless people, and LA has agreed to let homeless people keep Skid Row property, and some in downtown aren't happy about it.
All I can think of right now when you say Skid Row is 18 in life, you got it. 18 in life, you know. Sorry, I love that song. So
in a pivotal legal settlement, the city of LA has agreed that it won't put a ceiling on the total amount of property that homeless people can keep on Skid Row. They are homeless. They don't own any fucking property to begin with. I'm sorry. Not like a house. They owe a piece of sidewalk, I guess. But they will throw away sofas, refrigerators, and other large items crowding the squalid 50-block area of downtown. Right.
We're not going to pick up the shit. You go ahead and shit on the sidewalks. We're not going to pick that up.
There's a reason they call it
that sidewalk.
There's a fucking reason it's called Skid Row, people. Holy fuck. Why would you want to own any of that?
The agreement released this past Wednesday and reached after months of closed-door negotiations applies only to Skid Row and adjoining streets. But I'm like, these people are homeless and they had lawyers for them. Now it gets even better. The city also agreed to give better notice of upcoming cleanups and to pay plaintiffs $645,000 in attorney fees, legal costs, and damages.
Because they damaged their broken refrigerator? What? That they couldn't plug into anything because there's no place to plug it into? I'm sorry, I'm not tracking. I'm
like, this is ridiculous. The homeless people filed a lawsuit back in 2016 about Skid Row and their rights to live there on the sidewalk. And the city settled. I'm like, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
I told you your head was going to hurt even more.
When
I heard about this story, I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. Like,
every time you say, oh my God, I hear a Valley Girl go, oh my God, you guys, like this. It's like, oh my God. If people see my face right now, they would actually think I was legitimately gay of the way I just done that. Because I do the mannerisms when I do voices. So I straight up do the whole, oh my God, face.
It's insane.
It's insane. Man brain.
The lawsuit stops the harassment on Skid Row. But neither the cleanups, the litigation, nor the millions of dollars spent on Skid Row programs have gotten the homeless off the streets.
Imagine that.
So if you are homeless living on Skid Row, do not have a couch, that blocks the sidewalk because it will be removed.
Because
or a
you-
refrigerator.
Because you can afford a fucking couch.
I'm like, Mike, that's.
Oh. Owie? Owie?
Exactly. That just goes to show, don't negotiate with the homeless because you will lose.
I almost done something on Zoom that I don't know what I'd done because I started typing thinking I was typing in the chat room on DB Radio. So if anything happens on Zoom, I apologize adamantly beforehand.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I started typing and things started popping up and I was like, oh shit.
All right, we have another legal story. I remember because I listen to a lot of talk radio and I watch a lot of news and stuff. So I have heard of Paul Manafort. Most of you, I'm sure, have heard the name, but don't quite remember who he is. Anyway, he was convicted earlier this year of stupid crimes, really. I mean, he was convicted of a crime that wasn't a crime until the Mueller investigation began, and he decided that it should have been a crime. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But he really got convicted of like some minor offense. Well, a judge has ordered him to be transferred to New York City's Rikers Island.
That's still a thing?
Yes.
Cool.
Now, this is what's crazy. He's currently in a federal prison, right? He's in a federal prison, but they're going to move him to Rikers Island. And on top of that, when he gets to Rikers Island, because that's where the most high-profile violent criminals go, he will be in solitary confinement for his own protection.
I'm so
I'm like-
confused.
So they're moving this guy who's not a violent offender. They're moving him from his cushy federal prison cell to Rikers Island for solitary confinement. I'm like, what planet do these people live on? But they're gonna move him for his own protection to Rikers Island into solitary confinement. Wow. So there you go. There's your legal story number 3. This one is kind of a legal story as well. It has to do with dodgeball. It has been in Canada. It has been legalized as bullying.
Wait, what?
Dodgeball is not child's play, but legalized bullying, Canadian researchers claim.
They obviously don't know that the 5 Ds of dodgeball is duck, dodge, dip, dive, dodge.
The game of dodgeball is more than just a popular playground activity. It is a tool of bullying and oppression targeting students, a trio of Canadian researchers claim. They argue that there is a hidden curriculum of dodgeball that reinforces the oppression of those perceived as weaker individuals through the exercise of violence and dominance.
I hear DB6.
9-6.
We love
They
you too.
claim dodgeball, which pits 2 teams to eliminate each other by hitting the opposition with rubber balls, doesn't actually help students. Like,
Oh,
my
yes,
God.
it does. Let me tell you what.
Yes, it does.
You want to hit that little fucker that keeps pushing you into the fucking locker? That little motherfucker's going to get a fucking ball to the face because he doesn't know it's fucking coming. Anyway.
Right?
We're not inciting violence at all. It's called dodgeball. It's purely for fun and entertainment and
So,
yeah.
So one of the researchers, Joy Butler, she's professor at the University of British Columbia, says dodgeball is the only game where the human is the target. No other game focuses on it.
Yeah, football.
She's just pissed because she got her legs taken out by a ball.
I was
I
about to
guess
say.
I guess it's a guy because then it says he
Okay,
added. It's tantamount to legalized.
Sorry.
I was about to say
I should never
football.
assume.
I assumed the gender
I-
because of the name.
But yeah, I guess football, American football, and rugby and professional wrestling or anything like that. None of that, goes after a human body.
But that's not what the target is. In
Trust
those
me.
games.
Trust me. In professional wrestling,
You
rugby,
tell
and
us
American
that in the
football.
fucking NFL. Come on.
Yeah.
I know. Claire Robson, professor at Simon Fraser University, said, "We're not anti-competition or anti-challenge. These things need to be done in an educational context."
You know what's funny? I was one of those kids that got picked on a lot, and I hated school. But when it came to dodgeball and sports, I beat the fuck out of every little motherfucker that was against me. And it was always the ones that thought they were the shit. And you know what? I gave a kid a bloody nose with one of those big rubber balls one time, and I felt so fucking great. Like, of course I was scared I was going to go to the principal's office, but I was far enough back from the kid that when it hit him in the face, it didn't look like I'd done it on purpose. So I got off with it. But, yeah. Dodgeball helps you. Trust me.
Well, the researchers acknowledge their report will be criticized by many who argue the game is fun, but they are adamant that things could be done differently. I don't know how much different it could be done.
All they can do now is take, you know the foam balls that they had at one point in time?
Yes.
Where you put them in the middle of the parachute and you do the
But
popcorn
after 3
thing?
seconds, they fall to the ground because it
Yeah, that's what they're going to go to next. I guarantee it. I would rather have a fucking Nerf ball than those rubber balls. Holy, you ever gotten hit by a real Nerf ball? Holy fucking Christ. It feels like you got hit with a goddamn bat, man. Holy
Right.
shit.
David Burns, he's a professor at the Kwantlen Polytechnic. He said, if you practice ganging up on people, over time you'll esteem ganging up on people. If that's what you want, then dodgeball is an excellent tool to that end. So that is what these three researchers have decided. Yeah. It's great. I think it's kind of hilarious that people that probably never played dodgeball are judging dodgeball.
We all know that song, that sound.
All right, so
I want to fucking find that actual sound clip and just play it nonstop one show. Just toom, 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 toom. Anyway, sorry.
All right, moving right along. Does everyone know who Tracy Morgan is?
Yes, and I know where this is going.
He's the 30 Rock star.
Because I wanted to give him hell on Twitter, but then I was like, well, they'll ban me because it's racist, I guess.
Well, he bought a $2 million Bugatti and then immediately got in a crash. I'm like, that's pretty.
Oh my god, the fucking jokes I could make about this idiot right now.
So they say he got sideswiped.
Bullshit.
From the photo, I can't really tell what happened.
If you look at that photo or the video, it looks like he's turning into the car that he hit. Because it's a fucking SUV. I'm pretty sure that SUV would have knocked the fuck out of that little Bugatti and tore the entire fucking front fender off had it just sideswiped him. That was no sideswipe. That was, I'm not going to look where I'm going because I'm Tracy Morgan and I just spent $2 million on a car and I'm important, yo. I got this money from Walmart. Yeah, that's where I'm going. To Bugatti, yo. Like,
well,
shit.
The video that is showing on the website just shows him, like, climbing out of his car and hitting the van with his hand. I'm like, this is great.
He'll win. I guarantee you he'll win. It's Tracy fucking Morgan. He wins every goddamn lawsuit he's ever in.
Yep.
That's what I like. Tracy Morgan's. I like some of his old stuff. His newer stuff is too political for me. I hate politics. All of you know that. But the fact that he had a wreck with Walmart not too long ago and got a shit ton of money, a shit ton of fucking money, probably went to this Bugatti, and then turns around, wrecks his Bugatti, and says the other guy sideswiped him. I'm like, how does this happen? Like, no, this is not anyone. No one's luck is that bad. Like,
Yeah, right?
unless you're fucking, what's his name? Shit, Ernest. You guys remember Ernest? Ernest T. Rural? That guy's fuck. Yep. That guy's fucking luck was horrible. Poor guy.
Well, Tracy Morgan was seen entering an ambulance at the scene, but he was not hurt and it merely asked to sit in the vehicle to get out of the sun and the view of the public and paparazzi.
Oh, bullshit. He wanted everybody to see him. As soon as they fucking turned out their fucking phones, he got out of his damn Bugatti. Yeah, man, look at this shit. Man, $2 million Bugatti. I just bought this car. Like, he was all up in arms. If you didn't want anybody to get you on film, you'd sit your happy black ass that spent $2 million on a fucking Bugatti in your happy little car and not get the fuck out. God damn that motherfucker.
An NYPD spokesperson said when officers got to the scene, they found two vehicles that were involved in a very minor traffic accident where two cars were basically side by side, and as the light turned green, the cars touched. They rubbed slightly. I'm like, that sounds just so wrong.
Well, I hate to tell you, the cost that it'll probably take for his paint job is probably around $20,000. Just the paint job.
Although the damage was minor, Morgan still appeared furious at his bad luck. I'm like, that's what you get for buying a $2 million fucking car. And then driving it in New York City.
Jim Varney, that's his name. PTSDog said it for me. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in. But yeah, that paint job. So all of the paint that Bugatti makes is, for the most part, a custom paint. So you can't just go out and buy it or have someone make it for you. And every time you get just the minute scratch on your car and you have it go get taken care of, they will repaint the entire fucking car, not just that one spot and blend it in. They repaint the entire car. So you have to pay for a new batch of paint plus whatever damages you incurred on the car. So you're looking at about $20,000 or more, possibly. On that,
Look,
probably.
he paid $2 million for the car. He can afford $20,000.
I'm just saying, that's going to be his next thing. I got to pay this much to get it redone, man. It's like, you're the one that dropped the money on a fucking car that you probably shouldn't have anyway, so. Whatever.
Exactly.
I better shut my mouth because someone's going to call me out.
He spent $2 million on a fucking car. He has spent $20,000 to fix it.
Especially in New York City, you know.
Who drives a Bugatti in New York? Exactly. Like, what the fuck? Unless it's a parade or a festival, who the fuck drives a Bugatti in the middle of fucking New York City?
Well, apparently Tracy Morgan does.
Well, you know his ass is from the ghetto when you buy a $2 million car and then drive it in New York City.
Yep.
I mean, really, think about it. It's like,
okay, moving right along. This happened right here in New Hampshire. University of New Hampshire students, there's two, that's why it says students and not student, tried to pay for tuition with stolen credit cards. So,
you retards.
The two students, this is kind of funny too, are both from China. They allegedly used 11 different credit cards in all.
What the fuck?
Investigators said the cards were stolen from 9 locations throughout the United States and one from Australia. A school staffer said the credit cards the two men provided kept getting denied and followed up with a report to police. The two men faced felony-level charges and were arrested back on May 16th at their apartment on Cottage Street. There you go.
Wow.
They are out on bail, but they are not to leave the country. Their passports have been taken away. I'm like, well, technically that doesn't matter because they can just go to an airport and say they're illegal aliens and need to get back to China, and TSA will let them on a flight.
I know someone's going to say I'm racist for this, but wouldn't it be easier for them to steal the identity of another Asian and just leave the country? I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be like a dick or anything or racist, but I mean, a lot of young Asians, especially males, look alike. Like, they have the same facial features and their complexion are almost identical.
So what you're saying is all Asians look the same.
I did not say that. I said young Asians have a similar facial features and their complexion are almost identical. I did not say they look alike. I said it would be easier for them to steal another Asian person's identity.
Well, these two, yeah, they both have a long face, and
Why the long face, Mr. Asian guy?
Why, Mr. Wang?
Oh,
Mr. Lee?
That's so horrible.
I love Asians. I've got some Asian friends, so don't fucking say that I'm racist, bitches.
Well, these two both have long face. That's about the only thing they have in common.
That's why you don't see them on horses. They don't want to get a long face from that, too. They don't want to join
right.
Mr. Ed.
Oh, man. All right. We have 3 left. This one was sent in by...
Oh, wait, Google, wait. Wait, Google. JJ just admitted that it's been proven scientifically facial recognition software has a lot being in caps of difficulty with Asian faces. So, even facial recognition is being racist if you call me a racist about saying Asians look alike. So go fuck yourself.
I didn't say you were a racist.
I'm talking about the people that are listening.
They all look alike.
I'm talking about the people that are listening that are about to probably call me a racist on the podcast comments.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God. All right, this one has been sent in by Recoil. Louisiana coroner claims first case of THC overdose death.
I'd like to shake the man's hand that fucking overdosed on THC because you've done something that nobody in 10,000 years has been able to accomplish.
Well, a coroner in Louisiana claims, based on autopsy results, a woman in the state could be the first person to die from a THC overdose. So it's not a man, it's a woman. But
Okay, so I take back the man part. I want to shake the woman's hand.
The main ingredient of cannabis, aka marijuana, is obviously THC. The 39-year-old woman showed she was killed by an excess of THC. Sorry. Reading 4 sentences into one.
I want to wait a minute. If nobody's ever overdosed in 10,000 years on THC, how do we know her body was in excess of THC?
I don't know.
All your minds just got fucking blown. So don't try to come back at me with anything.
You're gonna have to contact the St. John the Baptist coroner.
The what? His name is St. John
the Baptist coroner.
We got a fucking pope as a coroner? What the fuck? What the actual fucking... What the... Dude!
That's what it says. The St. John the Baptist coroner.
This has to be a fucking joke article, man.
Well, I mean, it was on CBS.
What?
Yeah, that's
what?
True. That is true.
The coroner claims there were no other signs of disease or intoxication which could have led to the death other than THC, and it could be the first death as a result of overdosing on the compound.
Oh my god. It was from CBS. I'm looking at it right now. Just for everybody's information, I don't actually go through the news articles unless Google asks me to. So I hear these for the first time as you do, so you get my real reaction. I'm like, holy shit. Where's the dude's name? Where St. John the Baptist coroner. What the motherfucking fucking fuck?
Some officials are casting doubt on the belief, including a former senior policy advisor with the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, who said, given the billions of times cannabis is used each year, it's unlikely the woman died from a THC overdose. The policy advisor also said it is a common mistake when coroners don't find other signs of death.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, what was she doing at the time? Because every time they say that someone overdosed on marijuana, come to find out they were doing cocaine, or they had some Monster Energy drink, or, some bullshit like that.
Right. Well, it does not state, but, that's a good point. Maybe that's what killed Tony Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother.
They haven't released any details.
Well, but his cause of death was not announced. People are speculating. Maybe he OD'd on THC. Maybe he was shot in the face. We don't know. But we do know that he's dead.
3 times. Oh my god! You know what's going to be horrible is if we find out he did actually commit suicide. We're going to be like, oh shit! But then 2 days later, we're going to be making the same fucking jokes again. That's the sad part. We knew Hillary done it. We don't take suicide lightly here, but it's the fact that Hillary Clinton just always happens to have someone die within 5 days to 2 weeks after they come out with something. And I think her brother might have said something this time.
Alright, I got 2 stories left. This one was also sent in.
Ben Fartine.
There you go. Florida man steals car, kills dog, chases man with axe, found naked in chicken coop.
Now this is a horror movie that I want to watch.
A Florida man who allegedly stole a car, killed a dog and possibly chickens, and chased a man with an axe was found naked in a chicken coop. John Main of Sarasota, Florida, was arrested Tuesday after New York State Police responded to a call about an Audi parked facing the wrong direction on I-81, roughly 3 miles from the PA border. Investigators discovered the vehicle was reported stolen in Florida. Maine had allegedly been driving the Audi when he crashed it into a guardrail. He then tried to hop on the back of a van, failed, then jumped onto the back of a pickup truck before that driver pulled over, allowing Maine to flee into the woods. A search by the state police in the Broome County Sheriff's Office ensued, and later that day, state police received a call from a man who came home from work and found Maine in his chicken coop. I'm like, oh my god.
It's not funny to kill anything, but just the events themselves sound like something from a Grand Theft Auto game or something.
Yeah, right? Maine was, when asked what he was doing, allegedly said he was killing the chickens. State police
I can see it now. Sir, what were you doing out here tonight? I was killing them chickens, man. Didn't you see them?
Right?
Shit, they were huge.
State police said Maine chased the man with an axe and rode off after stealing an ATV, which he later abandoned. Soon after, authorities said they received another call about a naked man in another chicken coop, which is where Maine was arrested. The 25-year-old was bitten by a police canine officer in the process. Authorities later learned that Maine allegedly broke into a home in the area and killed a family dog. He was transported to a hospital for treatment, booked and remanded at the Broome County Jail on no bail.
One of the
comments, that canine officer, they said that he tasted like chicken.
One of the comments on the article says, "Wait, didn't I see this one on an old Ren and Stimpy cartoon?"
Oh, I'm like, yeah. It's just one of those. It's just one of those. Sounds like the typical day for the Florida man. Here's another comment. Just thought I'd share. And the last one is from Midnight Frosty, who apparently won the competition because Nevermore and DB Oink forfeited this.
Well, I have to say, I have to quote what Nevermore said. She said she lost her mind and she is out of commission this week. So she didn't turn one in. Oink didn't turn one in. So by default, Frosty won this week. Nevermore won last week. So Oink has 2 more chances to at least get on the board this month.
Well, this story is a few weeks old, but that's okay. I heard about it on the news and I thought it was a little crazy but fun.
Crazy but fun.
Well, it's kind of funny But at the same time, it's not. Man stole daughter's Girl Scout cookie money for erotic massage. Now, you know how much Girl Scout cookies cost.
Was this an Asian massage or?
It doesn't say.
Because it's not worth it if it wasn't.
Was it a happy ending?
I haven't read that far down in the story yet. But his daughter had to sell at least 148 Girl Scout cookie boxes of cookies because she got $740, and that's how much the guy stole.
Wow.
Right.
What a dick.
The Oregon dad admitted to staging a home invasion robbery to cover up his $740 theft. It's a story without a happy ending.
I gotta insert a rim shot there.
He pled guilty back on May 22nd or something. On
one of those days.
A false report. He was put on probation, fined $100, and ordered to perform 80 hours of community service. He'll also have to repay what he stole. He stole it from his daughter. Come on. Either way, I mean, it's right because he should be repaid.
Well, either way, he'll never be able to repay his daughter back because he was a complete dick to his daughter.
I know. He is the one that called the cops after he staged a break-in. And told the officers that the assailant stole $740 of his daughter's Girl Scout cookie money from a jar.
Wow.
Always make sure your story is straight when you lie to the cops.
Well, his dick was straight, that's for sure.
Investigators spotted inconsistencies in the guy's story, and the cookie caper crumbled.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
The Girl Scout said the group was working with prosecutors to recover the money.
Oh, good luck with that.
Well, I mean, it's their money.
Yeah, they're not going to get it back from... They're going to get it back from him, not the massage parlor.
Yeah.
I don't know why...
They get this like small claims court or something, and yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, you're going to be paying out more than you anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. I've seen low, and then I've seen disgustingly low, and this guy takes below the disgustingly low. So.
Yeah. So there you go.
If you're gonna do it, rob somebody else's daughter, not your own. I mean, come on. Have some integrity. Shit.
Oh man.
Hey, just an
kidding.
Just an FYI. I've been listening to everything everybody's saying, but I've also been watching Tombstone on CMT. The one with Kurt Russell and Bill Paxton and Val Kilmer and Sam Elliott. Sorry, I love that movie so fucking much.
Nice.
I got it on VHS somewhere.
Oh, dude, I do too. And the one that we have is the director's cut, but it was also stolen from a rental place that I have no clue who stole it from. But I know this because after so long of not returning it and getting it scanned back into their security system, it has a little thing that goes along the bottom that says, "Please return this to your local rental, blah, 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 as soon as possible." And I'm like, oh, dude, that place is not getting it back when I was a kid.
Oh, man.
Someone gave it to us, so we didn't steal it.
Well, that is all the news that I have this evening.
Oh, that's all? It's only 11:15. Why don't we keep going?
Hey, I tried to go through them as quickly as possible. I didn't realize that 3 more would have been added before the show tonight because I did my numbers and I was on top of things.
Well, that's why you always look throughout the day.
Those were added today.
Actually, they weren't added all today. They were added throughout the week. I don't touch the news.
Then they were not added during the week. They were added today.
Would you listen and let me finish? Sick. Yeah, I went there. I fucking went there. I don't touch the news message box throughout the week. So when I go back to the chat box and I click on the URLs and I see how many messages before I open it up, I can tell about how many news links we have.
Right. So those were not added during the week because I had 6 as of last night. And then tonight there were 9.
Let me tell you something here, there, Buster.
There were 6 in the news chat.
Mr. Frosty, listen, Linda, listen. Midnight Frosty sent one of his in on June 6th. That was his about Florida. And then he sent the other one in. And then wait, let me finish. Hello, 6. Let me finish. He then sent one right after that for Ben Fartine because he thought it was somebody else's, but he messed up and told me it was Ben Fartine's. And I've also told you, since we started the stupid news chat box, that I would not open the chat box until Saturday for the itinerary, and that before the show, you need to look at the itinerary. I
did look at the itinerary when you sent it.
It was added before the pre-show. It was added before the pre-show. I'm not fighting. I'm defending myself.
They weren't added during the week. They were added tonight before the show.
They were added during the week because they were sent in before Saturday.
They weren't in the box.
Okay, Brad Pitt. It doesn't have to be in the box to be added to the box.
That needs to be added. Please do not email it to Bo. Please send it to DV Oink. That way he can make sure that it goes.
Sure, bring my ass into this one.
No, you know what? You know what? Let's make Google happy. You send them to me. I'll send them to Oink. He can drop them in the news box. We can add even more news to it. And then I won't have to worry about it being added in air quotations on Saturday. And this is how it is, right here on dvradio.net.
Right? We just spent 3 minutes arguing about this.
Hey, I did not argue. I defended myself. That is my American right to defend myself. I am not pleading the fifth on this shit. I am here to defend. I can't stand up, but I will sit up for my right. I will sit up for my right to defend myself.
Oh, man.
I'm fucking crying right now from laughing so hard. Holy shit.
Oh, hell.
Oh, I can't see the screen. Hold on. Fuck me. Son of a bitch. Oh my god.
Pour him a drink.
Pour me a drink. Son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. And it doesn't help the fact that my mouth is still sore from having all fucking teeth pulled because of steroids, and Crohn's. Holy shit. Oh. God damn it. Holy hell.
I'm sorry, Bo. I know your back was hurting today. I didn't mean to make it.
No, you're good. I had to sit up, though, because it really started hurting when we started doing that.
Oh,
I guess it's like I'm not upset, but my blood pressure rises when we do stuff like that, so I have to, like, get in a comfortable position. Not that any fucking position is really comfortable for me, but I had to get into a less pain-intrusive or inducive fucking state. But yeah, speaking of doing things and all of that, I am editing a video where DV6, when he was down here, he took a quick tour of the room at that time. So I'll have that up on Patreon for Patreon members only. If you're not a Patreon member, all you have to do is give $1 and you'll be able to see the progress of the room. So I'm going to have that up as soon as possible. After that, it'll be after I'm able to go through my house when they tear down the rest of the wall for the breezeway. Then we'll do a little bit of tour, and then after that, we'll do a couple more tours, and you guys can see all of that for the room. If you're wondering about Patreon, again, that's patreon.com/DVRadio. You can give $1, or you can give as much as you want to get a lot of perks. Good night, PTSDog. He's got some shows upcoming that he's getting ready to interview some people for. I'm going to have some audio for you guys within the next couple of weeks. Sorry that I've not had it. A lot of shit's been going on. Twitter at DV_DV Radio. Facebook and YouTube is DV Radio Dysfunctional Veterans for both of those. Instagram, I believe, is Dysfunctional Veterans. Info at dvradio.net for all of your DV Radio stuff. Smile.amazon.com. Make DV Farm your charity of choice. When you check out, a portion of your shopping cart goes directly to the DV Farm at no hidden fee or extra cost to you. Again, smile.amazon.com. Make DV Farm your charity of choice. You can also do that on eBay as well as Humble Bundle and a few other places that I can't remember off the top of my head. Something about my DV store and bags of dicks. I think that's all. dvfarm.org if you want to know more. I'm trying to update everything with all the events and stuff like that, so please give me some time with the website. Anything from you two that I forgot?
I can't put anything in radio chat. And
It's Chrome. It's Chrome. Chrome has fucked up for a lot of people lately. I don't know what it is.
yeah, so I put in radio chat. I have one news article already for next week. So there you go.
Yeah, that's not fucking
But
surprising.
No one can read it.
I was wondering why my fucking message box was going off and my tab wasn't telling me who it was. I thought it was the one in California, but I was like, it always shows up what her name is. So,
No, I have one for next week already. It'll be a good one.
Nice. AJ, if you're listening, I don't want to say your last name, but you sent in an email for hosting or doing something with DV Radio. Please reply back to me as soon as possible. Let's get into talks, brother. If you have a show that's already established or you want to start an original show here on DV Radio, again, info at dvradio.net, or you just want to work with us in some capacity, please email us. I think that's all. I cannot think of anything else. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm sorry. Oink, last words for our listeners tonight.
Hey, censorship sucks. We all know it. We all got to deal with it and put up with it until we can get something established that backs us up, Bill of Rights or something. But keep doing what you're doing, fuckers. Stay safe and keep looking out for one another.
Google.
Enjoy the rest of your week. I know a new one starts in 2 days.
Yep. Betsy Ross, if you're listening, we want to have you on very soon. Hopefully I get the first part of your fight series in the mail within the next couple of days. If you're listening to this right now, anybody other than Betsy, please go check out her books. Fight 2. You can get them on Amazon while you're over there at smile.amazon. She is a veteran. I think these are some things that people need to read. They're very short. They're under 100 pages because a lot of people have short attention spans, PTSD, depression, stuff like that. So just be forewarned, there are some trigger mechanisms in these books. I mean, they're not happy-go-lucky books. They are the real deal when it comes to stuff and finding out what's going on in the mind of a veteran or spouse and what have you. So go check that out. Again, that's Betsy Ross. Her series is called Fight and Fight 2. Again, I'll have those links in the description of the podcast. Honorable Discharge by Ron Ripley is debuting Wednesday, June 19th. Stay tuned for the time that it's going to drop, and it will be on DV Radio's podcast over on Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play, all of your other platforms that I have no fucking clue where it's at, and we are coming to Spotify. Just give me some fucking time, people. That's all I got. For Google, Oink, Mr. Recoil, who had to get out of here, and Six, who I wanted to punch in the face when he started humming while I was trying to be serious. This has been Barracks Talk. I'm Boner Wood. Until next week, Buttsickles. Bye-bye. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you all for the ones that came and have never been here. Spread the word. We do have the chat room open 24/7 for all of you guys to come in and chat and have fun. It's there for your enjoyment and your entertainment and just to be having fun with everybody else. dvbarracks.com for the forum if you want to get off the social media and get with some like-minded veterans and people of that nature. But we need to end the show. Until next week, Buttsickles. Bye-bye.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks. Goodbye, motherfucker!
DV Radio.